The one thing that NIU law is great about that I haven't really seen or heard about other law schools in Illinois and around the Chicago area is it's so small that walking into the career office or talking to an alum or something like that really does help. So for example, I remember walking into the career office one day and actually Greg was able to hand me a list of alumni that had worked in the appellate court as clerks or as staff attorneys throughout the state of Illinois. Something that I don't think if I walked into at another law school in Illinois I would be able to do. And there's this kind of connection with alumni that some other schools I think have, but it's more unique at NIU because we're such a small school and we're very close. So, for example, as a student member of the Inn of Court too, there was a couple of alumni that I didn't know that actually went to NIU till we were at an event and I mentioned it, and before you know it, we were talking about law professors that were still there, and we had that connection that was just extremely unique. And I don't know if some people can say that they had that sort of experience at NIU. And there's actually I have a coworker too. I was talking to him the other day about this. This is not to diss the Ivy League, but he was at Harvard and he said he didn't really have that same connection with the professors as a place like NIU had. You couldn't really walk down the hallway and say, "Hey, Professor so-and-so, how are you?" and say, "Hey, we should grab lunch one day," or something like that. He didn't have that connection, and I had that connection with just about every professor that I had at NIU. That really makes a difference, and it makes a difference after you graduate, too. You stay in touch. You go out to dinner with them. They give you advice. They write you great letters of recommendation, all these experiences I've had, and that's because I was able to have that experience where I could walk up to a professor and say, "Hey, I have this question," or, "Hey, could you give me some advice on what I'm supposed to do about this?" And so that connection it remains with alumni, it remains with professors, and actually it remains with some of the other programs that I had at NIU. For example, I still talk to a mentor that I had for my 1L year. That was actually the first year of the mentor program. I still talk to him, and I remember speaking with him and other mentors and alum that I've had that made a very serious difference as far as what kind of steps I made in my life and my career. Well, I actually am doing eviction defense at Legal Assistance Foundation. I'm actually a VISTA attorney with the AmeriCorps, so I'm in a different kind of situation. But they have me primarily working at the Markham Help Desk out in Markham, and so most of what I do is advice and counsel and other things related to people that are actually getting evicted, that really have nowhere else to go. And one of the reasons that I picked LAF and decided to do this is not only that it sounds cliche that I wanted to help people, but literally the Markham Help Desk here and the other help desks that we have throughout the city and the other organizations have throughout the city, it's literally their last line of defense. So not only are you helping people, but it's extremely rewarding because you see the effect literally right there. So you go in and you might negotiate a case and get something settled on the spot. Or you're at least calming the person down to say, this is kind of what's going on and this is how the process works. Something that if I did another sort of area of law, something more transactional or something of that nature, I would not be able to experience. And it's really been a great experience because evictions is really fast, and there's absolutely nothing there's no time in the day where I feel like it's getting boring, repetitive from the day before because you don't know what's going to walk into your office. And so housing law is something I had a little bit of experience at while I was in law school, actually as a Pilley intern. But I really decided to pick it. I really like doing it. Now it's because it's fast, it's rewarding, and again, I feel like I'm literally helping people on the spot every day.